Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. Thank you for your patience. Little bit of a wait to get us started, but we are here on Inferno between the Frenchman and the mix of Apeks. Very much looking forward to seeing what this new 3D Max team has got in store for us, man. I have been a big fan of the all looking for org. This mixture of players have been looking very, very good in the tier 2 space and warming up just in time for the RMRs, I feel.
Honestly, right now, in terms of kind of the online tier 2, tier 1.5, they look like one of the scariest teams, without a shadow of a doubt. They've been putting up numbers. They've been taking some pretty big teams down. And I think the org support as well. Surely, they can only get better and better. They've silently boosted in here, though. nawwk panicking, running away when he might run into danger.
Potentially. It's Exorcist around the corner with these Julies, though, that will be the one to open up. Loses his life pretty quick. So into the 4-on-4. But this A bomb site, pretty weakly defended, it has to be said. nawwk is creeping around, trying to get a quick flank from short. He might just get away with it. He has been heard, but rips ahead clean off. So advantage, 3D Max. Where do they go from here, however? Big smoke out towards long, of course. You can't really do much about it. Have to wait for it to go down or change position. They opt to change position and just pick up the pace. Great little flash to net the frag for Jocko. Down to just 2. And one of them has no armor. Mr. nawwk in from pit. Has to go massive. Don't know that it's going to happen for him. Player on the bomb, putting him under pressure. And down he will fall to the Julies of nawwk. So 3D Max coming away with the first round.
Nice retake as well. Actually, really well played. I think, especially when you lose that initial fight and you actually lose that initial control over towards the A site, when you're 3D Max, the best thing you can do is just slow things down. Wait for Apeks to be caught in transition about setting up their post bar, and that's exactly what we see. Really well played. And overall, now we have a fairly decent position to talk of, where you've got 3D Max with at least enough money to contend with the force bar that Apeks is going to go with, but it is still a risky position. Because Apeks did get a bomb down, they can reinvest in, so we see the Galil's out, and I don't know, man. These Galil forced by second rounds are always so perilous.
Can be a bit scary, for sure. And especially if you aren't ready for them, play a bit too loose. Oh, okay, that's kind of awkward. Dink onto Jocko from his teammate. I don't think that was part of the plan, but nobody going down, and Apeks not really showing too much presence in Banana there.
Yeah, what's the plan here? What is the plan of action? All goes a little quiet. Apeks just going to hold him away. I think really, especially with 3D Max having a little bit of a jankier buy. That's a really good Molotov, by the way. It's a not out here special right there, but it actually Molotovs both sides. One Molotov clears out both the left and the right. It's so damn strong. Once taken towards your pogs, Jocko, going to find the first Casanito will trade. And that's where that Molotov does a lot of damage. Takes a lot of space.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say not a bad move for Apeks ultimately. I think they'll be very happy with that, and it gives them that presence, that control that they desire, and you can see rotating back around to the A side of things. Utility going down, slow build up here for Apeks. I'm liking the sound of where this one is going to end up. It's just a case of dealing with the pit side players. Oh, and they're both swinging at the same time. Beautiful find from nawwk there on the short player. Exorcist as well. So much damage. Really well held. Really well read. Ultimately, you know, it's like, oh, they're on kind of weaker weapons. We can play with our range and play around the harder angles to deal with, you know? Really, really well done.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's exactly what we want to see as well. Just a good level of control coming through. Just a bit of that space overall. And now for a interesting position in terms of what the response is going to look like for Apeks. Unfortunately, not a lot to be brought to the table here. Just the upgraded pistols. Unfortunately, even armor feels like a bit of a luxury. Make sure they have money for AKs in towards the next round. 3D Max should get a 3-0 start. Simply put. What do we see coming forward? Spray down Banana. Pretty damn close to a kill there. Jocko could be in trouble. Gonna try and double away. Gets caught by Casanito.
Nice early pickup, to be fair. I don't know if they will be able to get their hands on that rifle all that easily, but again, they've split the defense. Quick rotation across from 3D Max. A bomb site could be an easier take. What a dunk. Kakanito has no idea what has just hit him there. Absolutely perfect nade.
4v4, an upgrade, and more importantly, not even just an upgrade, just making sure the weapons are kind of shipped away, right? Making sure that these pistols can't pick them up. And Galil goes into the wrong hands. Someone hits a couple of crispy shots. Who knows? You're in trouble before you even know it. It's the right way to play it. It's just better safe than sorry, so to say.
Yeah, that's how we like it. 35 seconds to make a move. Again via long. At least for Kixon. And the bomb. Okay. 20 seconds now. This is an interesting turn of events for sure. You know, got to pick up the pace. Oh, okay. Nice one from Jacob, but yeah, there it is. Exorcise drops the bomb. That'll be the round. And we maybe even get cheeky here. nawwk recognizes it and knows that he does have to go down after time. They've done some decent damage there, though, to be fair to them.
Not a bad shot there, has to be said, too. That swing from nawwk. I mean, nawwk's been kind of the talk of the town as well, even though the Elisa Masters Espo, they ended up losing to Furia in that final. nawwk still walked away with the MVP. He is the man of the moment. I think he could probably even start to make some pretty decent arguments that he could be currently one of the best Swedish players in the world. If not the best, you know, in terms of current form. He's been looking pretty good. There's an argument to be had, but at least he's putting up some decent numbers overall. I want to see him in towards the AWP. That's what he does. Odds work with it. I don't have the money for it just yet. Speaking of, Maka does. But he's Molotov off the angle. Oh, he's going to stick around.
nawwk spamming away. Oh my goodness, flash comes in. He's able to hide, but Casanito will not be so lucky. And the fire eventually spreads to nawwk. What a mess at the top end of Banana. And in particular, a mess for Apeks. Really, really great round for 3D Max. And I think they should be able to walk away with a clean one here.
Yeah, surely. I can't see a world in which they don't now. So again, for the two remaining, Sense and Kixan. Oh, laboured spray. Sense does deal damage. Not enough for the kill.
Sense on the creep. I don't really know what the game plan is here. You know, they're obviously desperate for some kind of a pop-off. They're just hoping that Sense's presence will draw a bit of attention away from B, but not really. This is an impossible angle to cross. Fair play from Kixon. It's a nice frag there. The round itself is just not going to happen. There's hardly even enough time to get the bomb back towards B, to be honest.
Well, as long as I stay alive, I guess we can take a silver lining. They can't really reinvest into us next time, so probably just the best thing overall. Saying, hey, let's just try and wield with a double AK setup and a couple of good pistols, but 3D Max, not a bad start to your opponent's map pick. 4-0. It does give you some room to work with. First attack pause going to be called here. Good opportunity, of course, for Mytha to come into the conversation. They can trawl through the notes of Stoic, the analyst over towards Apeks. A UK CS boy as well, making it to the big stages. And let's hope he's got something prepared, because at the moment, not looking too good. 3D Max, it's been relatively plain sailing. You know, Maka yet to die, wielding the orb. There's a lot of money left in the back pockets of 3D Max. They're in quite a comfortable spot. They can actually now start to test the waters a bit, see how things look when they go a little bit more aggro. They sit back, etc., because they've got rounds in arrears to test this all out.
Alrighty. A little bit of a technical pause coming in. Hopefully not going to be waiting too long on this one.
Yeah. Tack into tech, you do hate to see it. But
Never ideal.
Only, yeah, like you mentioned, a small one, and then we can get things back underway. But overall, been a pretty good game so far. Seeing some very good work come through from the 3D Max roster, and this is what we want to see. Like, we were having this conversation earlier. I think at the moment, in terms of kind of the online tier 2 teams, I would put kind of Apeks currently in like a tier 1.5 space, but I think 3D Max just a little bit underneath that, just because of maybe the lack of LAN experience in a way, and they're only just inside that top 30. In terms of the tier 2 teams, though, when you look towards the RMR, which is just around the corner, they actually look like one of the more fearsome sides. I think Apeks are a side who it would be good to see them go back to the RMR, and if they can, get to a LAN stage like they did at Elisa, may I say, I think there is definitely a world which we can have conversations like them at the RMR. 3D Max, I'd love to see there. It's an org back in towards the scene, which is always a good thing. And not only that, the team playing really, really well. 4-0. Let's see if it continues. Back into a bye for Apeks. It's a triple Galil double egg gate. So it's actually a pretty one.
Sense is very quickly out short here. Oh, I think he's just been spotted there. Nearly found a nasty gap, but he is so confident right now. Clean headshot onto the first. hAdji left low as well. Oh, goes in a little aggressive. At least Jacob finds the kill. Exorcist to the back end of the site has bought some time. Rotation looks successful. Just 2 remaining for Apeks. Attack into the tech, and we come out with the fastest round you can think of. Really aggressive. Especially for Inferno. Kicks in with a nice find. Need one more of those. However, bomb in the mid-round is going B. So they'll get the plant out at the very least, but not the healthiest of players, is it really? And they will notice this very quick.
It's the real issue. This 2v2 becomes very awkward. These M4s can do exactly that. Mow them down with ease. 1v2. They do have to start making a move, though. Only one kid to speak of. If Jocko falls, it does become a little bit dicier. And nawwk does need to peek.
Oh, the Molotov will force him to do so. He's close, to be fair. But not close enough. 5th round in a row for 3D Max. CD side looking very, very solid.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play. 5-0. Apeks yet to scratch the surface. Much closer that round, all things considered. A little bit of a change in tempo, trying to get up in the face there of 3D Max, but they were ready for it. Oh, play, and even that lurk play with the bomb plant. The bomb plant's good. Lost bonus bomb plant, that's a buy for Apeks. But again, there's less than premium rifles creeping into the fray. And funnily enough, it's going to be 3D Max going in towards attack boards. I mean, right now, things look very comfy for them. I don't think they're too worried. It's just about making sure that things overall are in a somewhat comfortable space. And they are. At a 5-0 start, we can just keep things ticking over. We might start to see a one-sided affair. Apeks have anything to lock at the moment. It's pretty one-sided.
Alrighty then. What is the move from here? Apeks, yeah, really do have to show us something impressive. That was kind of the closest that they come. Alright, speed out middle. The trade is there at the very least. Oh my goodness, so much damage done by hAdji, but no kill. So Apeks in a winnable position here. The A bomb site as well had only been left with 2 players, so maybe an overstep from 3D Max to be so far up with their defense. And they're thinking about it now, aren't they? Do we save? Do we go for it? No opportunities really presenting themselves.
Yeah.
Fresh smoke. Yeah, just... Ooh, okay. Maybe. I don't know. It feels like an exit angle, really. But hard to tell. They're really playing this one by ear.
Hang on.
As they say, yeah, okay, hold the phone a little bit. Flash is coming round. nawwk turns away. Does find a clean headshot. A nice spray on the second. All onto nawwk. 1v1. Not a lot of time. Can he find the shot here? He's not feeling it. He's not feeling it. He will dip out and give the round up.
Didn't have time, sadly. Honestly, a situation there with 5 more seconds might have been all right. nawwk closing out. 3 kills to his name. There's Apeks into their first round, finally. Bit of success coming through. Bit of a discussion to be had about this resurgence on the T side. And, you know, with this being Apex's map pick, we need to see it. It's been one of their best choices as a map for quite a while. They put a very solid performance on it. It's obviously where they're most confident. Again, still a little bit of a deficit to climb back into. And with these rounds, even when they find success, and as Apeks start to find success, if they're still incredibly expensive, and money's always going to be at such an awkward spot. Hence why you see kicksanding towards the Mac 10. Macca holding, but over smoke. Down in front of it. Hang on. Oh, he gets mighty close to Jacob. He's very fortunate to stay alive.
Kixon charging in. This is going to be a difficult one. There's so many bodies around here. Kixon will be the first one to fall without finding a frag. Second kill for the Frenchman. And it does appear that Apeks are giving up the charge, so they will drop back. For now, it's not a full commit to A necessarily. Exorcist's lucky to be alive. Nice dink onto Jacob. There are bullets raining in everywhere right now, and I don't know which way it's going to lean. The rotations have obviously come in from 3D Max, so that's what changes things up quite substantially here.
Yeah, it does feel like it. On the corner, Exorcist hoping to do something with the Caesar at close range. All of this comes down to what Macca can do with the AWP. Thankfully, he's rotated over at the right time. Down goes Exorcist. Do they clear first orange and effectively? Macca might get a peek to work with here. He does. There's one. Not quite the second. Lucky to still be alive. On the swing, down he falls. And that should be the round as well. 1v2. hAdji's opened things up. Surely not. hAdji wins it out with the pistol. No way. That is a massive throw there coming through from the Apeks side against the pistols and 1 AWP, but it's a 5-7 that does all the legwork.
Absolute
at close range.
Bat out of hell, bro.
Yeah.
What a madman. What a madman. Loving it, though. This is the kind of game that we wanted. Scrappy, aggressive. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant stuff. But not so brilliant for Apeks, of course. Looking a little rough here now.
Spamming above the top of that smoke. Met with a grenade. Not exactly the nicest greeting. Great key control taking a great nade that comes through, in fact. Jacob and Assassinito take a fair decent chunk of damage. As that smoke starts to dissipate as well. Met with a Molotov. This is really good B utility. They've just denied Apeks so much control so quickly. Clear it. No.
Bit of an interesting kind of push, I have to be honest. But we'll see. Rotations around as Lucky looks to bolster the defense, as does Macca. We are committing to A. Apeks, though, are not. So this could get a bit freaky.
At least for now. In they come. Looking towards B. Macca's going to rotate as quick as possible. Met with a smoke. That's going to deny a lot. Pop shot is good, though. nawwk falls. A random shot from Macca works well. Sight is still taken here by Apeks.
Macca sticking around. Does have to be careful with how far he goes around these corners. Lurking presence over on A as well. Keep your eye on that. Oh, no. Jocko should have had that one. Oh, this is going to be tough now, isn't it, really? He's able to rotate around pretty quickly. Exorcist late to the party. It's not really looking good for 3D Max. They're split. They're lacking information. Seems like they're committing to the exit here. Macca loses his head. That's a pretty big deal. That's the AWP down. And that will affect the buy going into the next round.
Yeah, it's a good post plant. Has to be said. Apeks very clean. Even though the likes of Jacob and Sense, you know, walk away with this one pretty low. Well, Jacob's not going to be walking away from it. He's blown out of the server. But either way, you know, they're pretty low towards that post bomb. All things considered. Apeks running up that second, starts to chip away at the deficit, which is important. Question, of course, being now how many what's the consistency looking like over towards Apeks? I think they just need to be careful that they still keep things to a somewhat close degree heading in towards our second half. 3D Max are not a bad T side on this map. Especially, of course, if you start seeing Exorcist rocking and rolling. Maka does have the AWP. There's an auto shotgun and MP9 to support it, though. So, struggling to a degree.
Yeah, not ideal. Exorcist, this is confident and dangerous. Able to just about make it away. The auto shotgun, that is unlucky. Not much you can do about that one, right? On the head. Sometimes that's an insta-kill. Sometimes you get in the dink. You know, I think they are so inconsistent. Maybe not quite as bad as Go, to be fair. But still pretty inconsistent. Nonetheless, man advantage Apeks. Oh, not going to check their angles cleanly, but Jocko on the MP9 is not quite enough. Maka is here, so this could be a difficult crossing. Misses his shot. And again, with such an advantage, they can freeze it, they can pull back, and they can find a free A bomb site.
That'll be that. And of course, it'll be around in a matter of mere moments. The second it goes down, it's already around as it is. You know, you've got to go for a save every 3D Max. Keeping that all alive is the priority. And unfortunately, they won't really have the money to work with in terms of a drop. So the next round's going to be, what? A M4 and an AWP. And then maybe upgraded pistols. It's going to be pretty awkward, to say the least. And that's if they're given the luxury, of course, of saving these. The big thing is trying to stay alive. Maka gone for the elevated angle. Not often cleared this one, but can leave you quite vulnerable because I'm pretty sure they can see your toes first. For now. I won't go any further. I was wondering where the sensors are looking. No need. Going to find their third deficit, like we mentioned, slowly being chipped away. That's what it's all about.
Money, money, money. Looking pretty good for Apeks in the past few. Some really great reads, really great mid-rounding. So, liking what we're seeing, they're clawing away at this lead. Curious for what 3D Max are going to have in store to kind of solidify themselves moving into half two. Maka will melt ever so slightly. The lone B defender. They've gone for a long stack out here on the French side of things, and I don't know if it's going to see too much action, which is unlucky for them.
I do like this setup. I'm not actually... Oh, hello. It's all right. If anyone... What, just coming out of bulk? I've actually never seen anyone use this setup before. That is new. I'm sure in a day's time, we'll see it in a Not Out Here video. 20 tips and tricks for your Inferno, CS2. But unfortunately, like you mentioned, they really aren't going to get anything in terms of a use with it. Sense is still lurking around. I still don't really think he's going to get anything to work with. Bomb will go down. That'll be the round. We kind of expected it. That's the big thing, is just that loss of the AWP. Overall, though, make sure, protect the president, keep the M4 in play, and you shall be fine.
Yeah, looks like it should be all good. There's only Sense on this side of the map, and he's not really hard committed to this idea. So it is fair enough. Oh. Oh, they're after him. Damn. Alright. Well, the M4 will make it in. That's about it, though. Pretty clean one from Apeks, of course. Not really taking any damage at all until I mention it, of course. But, yeah, a lovely round. No one going down. and bringing it quite close here towards the tail end of the half, where it was looking pretty scary for a sec.
Yeah. Well, I think I do wonder now, actually, on the other side for 3D Max, when you start to lose a few rounds in succession like this, is this where a couple of the players start to get a little antsy? You know, XC's had a few opportunities, Maka as well, where they look actually pretty crisp. They're hitting the shots. They start to get antsy and thinking, maybe I got to start making a bit of a difference myself. Fortunately, not looking good as Kickchan and Jacob got other ideas. Jocko will trade. This is looking very good once again for Apeks. What a response as well after a pretty poor start to the half.
Oh my goodness. That is ridiculous. 14 HP. And he survives, by the way. What a madman. What a madman. The MP5 fiend himself. Good nade as well to finish off. So 3 versus 3 looks a little better. I like the bolster on towards A as well. Apeks, predictably to us, like flitting between the bomb sites and generally show heavy presence somewhere and then do a bit of a lighter move to the other bomb site. But with that kill coming in, Sense might just have done the damage. Oh, big one from XSC Stoke. Unable to confirm the bomb carrier, which does make a big difference. Where are we going? What's the plan? Oh, it's so difficult to predict here.
Making their way through in this 2 versus 2. When the bomb goes down, there's question marks of what the call is. Do they give it a go? I think by the slow movements, the answer's going to be no. Oh, wait, hang on. No. I really don't think they're going to give this too much of a look at. Maybe they play X's, but time is ticking already. You know, already a quarter away through the bomb plant, and they've gained no information to the site, unless somehow, some way, hAdji finds a way into this. I don't know. But on the other side as well, they really are going to struggle buy-wise into towards next round regardless. So why not give it a go? They're sticking around for exits. They're not giving really anything. I speak too soon. XC finds both, but they don't have the time to work. If it doesn't... Yeah, 2 more seconds, maybe that retake could have worked. Also, question marks on why they were so slow to then give it a go in terms of the retake. The Apeks, their 5th. Within 1. Look like a very even half.
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. What were we? 6-1? So, a really, really great turnaround from them. Maybe not quite as impressive doing it at the start of the game, but it still looks pretty damn good when you get through. It was indeed 6-1. So, yeah, a difficult game for 3D Max to work with here. They've obviously seen the high highs, but now getting the low lows a little. Can they just edge out a lead? Moving forwards is the big question. hAdji says yes. Down middle, finds 2. That is a real push up against Apeks and pressing the attack, man. He is not showing any signs of backing off.
hAdji. That smoke clearly selling Kickton on the river. It does anyway. At the tail end of this half, 3D Max finally going to close things out, but 7-5. It could have been more one-sided. We'll have to wait and see whether they can continue things in the second half.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back in. We are here with the second half, of course. A relatively brief break there, which is always nice. This pistol really going to have a pretty massive effect, I think, on the way that this game continues to pan out, particularly if 3D Max are able to win it, of course. You know, a real slow end to that first half. They did get the final round. That is a CS classic, losing 4 in a row and then winning the last round of the half, you know, suddenly out of nowhere. But all the same, Apeks really battled to bring it back. Asanito going to get caught pretty heavily. hAdji in towards short. Okay, isn't even really needed because everybody else winning their 1v1s. Jacob all alone and 3D Max off for a perfect pistol. Before I even get the words out, Jacob will find a frag. Just a survival battle for this guy now.
Yeah. I mean, with the kind of the raid boss he is, you know, half armor and the Julies, it's can he stay alive? But he also has been tagged as well, so we will see. There is a little bit of a hunt coming through. I think they're going to find him in a second as well. Lucky he's got the util. Now they spotted him. Now it's all about can he stay alive. He's being pincered from both ends. Jacob going to find one there at the very least. Actually, Jockey's going to respect him. Looks like they might just allow him to stay alive. Nobody else poking and prodding. Julie's deep down, but overall, it's going to be 3D Max finding another pistol. Starting, I think that's 2 for 2 now for 3D Max, and they can claim a very decent little gap over Apeks now. 3 rounds, which should be made 4 in just a second. Apeks don't have the money to work in terms of a force buy. All things considered, good position to be in for 3D Max. Very confident start to both halves is what it's all about. So Apeks, well, all the really willed. Hang on. They're going to force? They're going to force. My God, this is risky. This is very risky. They've gone for a force here against what is going to be a very comfortable 3D Max buy. So we got a max in an MP5. They're met with a very deep net. It's not a great start. 3D Max, I don't know whether they expect this level of a buy coming out of Apeks. They might just catch him off guard.
Why is Lucky on the MP5, bro? Why is Jocko not on it, man? I'm disappointed. I just remember, like, one of my first times casting him as a player was on, like, Overpass, one of the maps. And he literally bought the MP5 for, like, 4 rounds in a row and entered in 3 of them, like, on the B-bomb site. It was just the wildest thing I'd seen. You know? So it seems something going on in the French scene. They know the secrets of the MP5, I think.
Well, for now. Kicks down second damage. So's nawwk. It's a quad stack towards A. It's one of those things, well, if they were to go towards B at the moment, they would take the site. I mean, Apeks would just call for a full save, but they're actually going into the quad stack. This could get a lot messier than I thought. This round could be on strings just a little bit.
Oh, hAdji. All right, and the rest of the team going to find the entries. Not worked, has it? Not worked, fellas. nawwk gets 1. That's it. Kixon is just going to save his 5-7. Try and give it another go. So, yeah, it's difficult, man. You've allowed 3D Max to expand their lead. As I often say, if you may be in on the casts a fair amount, the pundits are a bit more about the percentages. That's why we're kind of against it. Obviously, there's a lot of sort of human factors that come into decisions like that. Believing in yourself, knowing where your ceiling is, thinking your opponents are bad or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's that kind of thing where you have to try and go above and beyond. We are more like, well, most of the time, it doesn't work. Sometimes it does, and it can be big if it does, but a lot of the time it doesn't. And we have a much larger sample size to base that off than maybe an Apeks would. You know what I mean? Because they just base it on, like, their own force buy success rate, which might, proportionally, be quite high. But we've obviously just seen there that it's really not worked. Yeah, in quite a bad way, I would say, as well. Not only have you given 9 across, now they're going to get 10. Also didn't really get an awful lot of kills. It's not like you've done much damage to bring the economy down. So 3D Max are going to be flying after they win this one.
fight in a second round, you leave yourself so incredibly vulnerable, right? If things go south, and unfortunately that is exactly the case. Oh, says kicks and fall. Still looking towards A here. And for Sassanito and Nork, it's not exactly going to be an easy hold. It's just got two USPSs. The one upgraded pistol is alone towards B. And they'll kind of realize that sooner rather than later that this is going to be a very easy site to take. They're just scared of the Cubbies for now, but 3D Max 10-5 scoreline. I got like at this point, you can already start to make conversation about this being hard/too hard to kind of come back into, and that is the worry.
Yeah, pretty big comeback going to be required. You know, you're on the CT side. It's tough to do that. So we need a big change up. We did see a relatively big swing back in the first half. I do feel like this is asking quite a bit. And you can just see the money that's being made by 3D Max is kind of ridiculous. They are absolutely mowing them down the past couple of rounds. Not losing any players. Mac 10 making cash. There goes the first. Jacob actually going to try and stick around and maybe find a fight. Oh, Mac is low. He gets this necessarily. So, a couple kills come in at the end. They're on him. But I think Jacob's got a pretty good chance to save this AK.
Yeah. Might be right, you know.
Oh, I don't know. If he'd carried on running, I think they will eventually find him and probably just trade him out.
Uh-oh. Now he's in trouble. Desperately trying. Not succeeding. Attempt down, nothing saved. But at the very least, Apeks going to buy it towards the next round regardless. So that is the main thing overall. If he continued going down banana, I think you're right, he would have saved. But he's also kind of scared that maybe someone will actually rotate off through mid and just kind of pincer him in. Like we said, though, when you're Apeks in that situation, because you force bought into the second round of the CT side, you leave yourself so vulnerable. Well, unfortunately, there is exactly that. Had no money to work with. It allows for 3D Max to put up quite the gap now. At a 10-5 scoreline. Snap one looking. Could be okay.
Beautiful flash round for Lucky. Not able to find anyone, but, you know, scaring them off, keeping Apeks firmly on their toes, and just the whole energy around where the second half is going. I feel like Apeks are lacking that oomph, really. It's 3D Max controlling a lot of the map, a lot of where the fights go down. Seen that a few times, to be honest. I think a lot of teams are kind of liking that to get rid of the pit angle. There were obviously quite a few skyboxes on Inferno above the apartments, which would be where you'd throw it from, you know, behind apps in second mid. But now there aren't any. So that really does open the door for those kinds of smokes.
Yeah. Double molly on the corner here. Flash round as well. Nothing really offering up. It's all a ruse. They do have the bomb, I guess, but it is still all a ruse because they want to head in the direction of A. That long player was holding does fall off the position. This now feels a little uncomfortable. Here comes a smoke, but Nork for the first. hAdji will fall.
Decent. Exorcist down below. What? That's a mess. Oh my god, and he gets another, man. That is unbelievable.
How has Sense got two there? How's he got one?
No idea. No idea, to be honest with you, mate. But that is the way it goes. And that's the way Apeks get themselves on the board in the second half. A lot more work to be done. But a little bit close in places. The money drying up quite fast for 3D Max, to be fair.
Yeah. That is fair play to Sense. I can't believe he even gets away with one there. He's so blind. Such a laboured spray coming through from 3D Max, and they get absolutely punished. They get decimated on towards the site. It's surprising that they don't really, off the early lack of banana utility, that they make no movement in that direction. This is where things could go the other way. This is where Apeks is all playing the mind games a little bit. Triple stack towards B, and they've just taken banana control. This is great. They're forcing 3D Max to play their playstyle. And re-smoke deep in towards Banana is going to keep them from taking any sort of map control. Of course, because they got Banana control, they can just rotate one over. Assassinito will go back over towards Long. Exactly, really, what you want to see. This is great early round from Apeks.
.3D Max. Not really much presence from them in this round. They have had their confidence knocked by the last one. I think that much is evident. Where are they going to end up? Don't really have a lot of utility. Severe lack, well, actually no flashes, not just a lack of them, just none. Ooh, and a late smoke there, unprompted from Apeks, going to buy them an awful lot of time. And, you know, sometimes you'd say, okay, maybe I can send some flashes through this. They don't have any, so I don't know how I feel about getting those smokes out this early. They are going to gather a bit of information with the boost, looking to send it in. Jacob good for one, but that's all he's able to get. Nobody around to deny the bomb. It looks like they will just about get it in. 3 versus 3, though. Definitely a retake on the cards.
Doable. Definitely not out of the realms of possibility. Look a little indecisive, though. No, they are going to stick around. Sassinito leading the charge. He's struggled to really get things rocking and rolling, Sassinito. He's only with the 5 kills. And this bomb halfway ticked as well. Sooner rather than later, one's crossed. Jocko will find sense. I think they now realize one has pushed through, though. hAdji surely catches one. Does catch one. And not quite the last. Sassinito, there's no saving here. Doesn't really matter if the AK's fault. If you're 3D Max, make sure nothing's saved for Apeks. That's an 11th. And that'll be them in a very strong position. Good post spawn. And Apeks look a little indecisive in terms of their retake. And, well, that cost them.
Really fantastic map so far from 3D Max. They obviously drop a rifle in the previous, but bounce back very well there with, you know, an less than ideal utility setup. Timeout being taken by Apeks. Their map pick, by the way, you can see that off in the top right. Yeah, so that's kind of crazy. We've got the Anubis coming up next. Not a bad map for Apeks, but it would be nice, you know, to at the very least give a good competition on the map that you chose to go into, rather than getting steamrolled on it. And, you know, it's a map you said, and quite rightly so, they have been looking okay. So, you know, it's a bit of a surprise here. They won it a couple times on LAN, a little bit close against Furia in the final. So, yeah, I think we're a bit surprised to see this be so one-sided.
Wow. For Apeks. Here's that full buy, Norking towards his fabled AWP. Fortunately, Sense just left building the old MP9. Plays through Balk as well, Sense. So I guess it's not a bad position for the MP9. That goes close ranges. Nice nade. Jacob eats a chunk of damage. Yeah, 56 points. Ain't bad. Once again, decision has to be made. For Apeks, do they play things a little bit passive? Do they try and over-rotate off the back? A lot of util being taken in towards top car. They're sticking with 3 towards A, even though there's been no real noise or movement made that way.
Waiting for a mistake, waiting for an overpeak on the B site, but I don't really think that anything's going to happen for quite a while here. 3D Max will make their presence known. At least a small amount of it. Kickson's got a pretty well-timed smoke once again. And rinse and repeat of the previous round, maybe. Are we going straight through? Ooh, the old boost smoke. Kind of smart, making sure they keep everyone isolated on this B bomb site. Not really much that Jacob can do from up here now. Really well read by 3D Max. Quick 1-for-1 trade to get into the bomb site itself. Plant will come round. Decent damage through the smoke, but it's followed, and now a man advantage going into the retake. And of course, Apeks, they are really, really looking worse for wear in terms of the weaponry, in terms of the utility, no kit, so they will save, and they are going for the overtime.
It's not going to be easy at all. Apeks, unfortunately, their map pick, they have very rarely scratched the surface here. Absolute credit. I mean, 3D Max came out the gates absolutely flying and in towards the T side have honestly looked arguably even better. This is a really solid T side they've been putting up. Very, very simple in terms of what they're trying to achieve. I mean, Lucky going to stick around, make sure that nobody's going for anything late here, but he should be fine to stay alive. That bomb radius is pretty damn big, but I think he should be okay. Yeah, he's fine. 12-6. Double the score of your opponent. It's been an incredibly one-sided showing so far. And an alarming position now we find ourselves in at a 12-6 scoreline. Do Apeks have anything left in the tank? Thankfully, they will have a buy to work with, and Sense unfortunately still on towards that MP9. Is there anything left for Apeks to find in this game? Even the conversation on overtime feels pretty far-fetched.
nawwk up on the boost. No one there. Oy, 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 oy. A little dodgy there. They're around the smoke, right? I think they wanted to end up on the wall and to leave nawwk up on that half wall. They actually eat a pretty big nade on the way out as well. So really not the best look, I think it is safe to say.
It's not a dream, right? You know, starting this one off at between kind of 50 to 60 HP. United Sense gonna play close. Maka takes a hefty tag there. Like he'll still be alive, but I guess doesn't need to abide by Bogdan's law. Just keeps out of the AWP. 8 on the smoke. Anyone behind it? Yes. Maka dead. Jocko and XC's on to back. Good trades. Great trades. In fact, actually makes it a double.
Madness. Sassanito trying to hold. Unfortunately unable to pop off. Looking very good here for the victory. Just nawwk stands between 3D Max and a win, so not too much to ask of them. 50 HP up against the AWP. And indeed there are 2. So what does nawwk do? Coming away from B. He's got to wait for this smoke. He doesn't have a kit. Like, yeah. This is really an impossible situation. There's maybe about a 1% point that he gets this.
Yeah.
And they are playing so safe, man. Yeah, they really, really are. Really solidly done by the 2 of them to just not throw that one away. 13-6. That is a very, very simple looking map from 3D Max, to be honest with you, right? Not too much in terms of the mid-rounding, in terms of reading. Sometimes I feel Apeks maybe overthinking it a little bit, especially on that defensive side.
Yeah, I think it's spot on.